Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Desiree, and on my channel we talk about all things wellness. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, do that and turn on the notifications. That way you get notified every time I put out a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about my 30-day cheese-free challenge. I decided going into the new year, I wanted to give up cheese for an entire month. Well, 30 days. 30 days, no cheese. Now, let me say, I do not hate cheese. In fact, I love cheese, but I felt like I wanted to explore my palate and I wanted to see if it was something I could do. I've talked on my channel before about cheese and my thought process on cheese. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I feel that cheese is great for fat. It's low in carbs, it's low in sugar, but it's high in calories. So I wanted to see if I could go cheese-free. So if you are interested in finding out about what happened, what I did, then stay tuned. So I decided to begin my 30-day cheese-free challenge in the beginning of January. And unfortunately, right at that same time, we found out that my husband tested positive for COVID. So we all had to go into quarantine, and I was not able to get out to the grocery store and start some of my meal planning. So I opened the freezer to see what we had, because I always put back meals. And to my dismay, almost every meal I had in there had cheese. I thought I was doing so much better. I thought we were actually cutting back on some of our cheese, and I was really surprised. I still had a bunch of cheese in the freezer. So that really reinforced the fact that I needed to give up cheese for a while, and it had become a major staple, and I just wasn't aware of it. Something else I'll mention about cheese is that cheese tends to have a lot of antibiotics in it, a lot of preservatives, and it's a processed food. As I'm trying to eat more whole foods, I wanted to pull back from eating so much processed stuff. I love cheese. Most of us love cheese. Cheese. Love some cheese. But I realized I was just cooking too much with it. I even put out a video, meal prepping 3 ways, and it all had cheese. So a few things happened when I decided to cut out the cheese from our diet. And that meant my husband too, for the most part. I didn't take it from our kids, but for me in particular, I stopped cooking with cheese, using cheese, snacking with cheese, took it all out. And generally, a rule of thumb for me is when I do meal planning for the week, I will do one new meal, one meal I've done before, one soup, and then maybe something else new or something from the freezer. And I do that so that it's an easy process. I like to try new things, and that's why I decided to start adding in one new meal every week. But going cheese-free meant that I had to change up the game. I had to change up the process, and I had to fast track different meals I wanted to make. I had a list of different things I wanted to make. I had different ideas of things I wanted to try. This forced me to step out of my comfort zone. The other thing that it did for me is that it encouraged me to explore my palate. There were things that I thought that I didn't like because I didn't like them when I was younger. So I decided I'm going to be brave and I'm going to try new things. I tried cabbage rolls. I thought that I hated cabbage. Surprise! I don't. I was really surprised. I tried things like Brussels sprouts. I always hated Brussels sprouts. But all of a sudden, I had this excitement to try new things. And as I went further and further, I wanted to do more. So it was a really exciting process. It was difficult, I'm not gonna lie, not having cheese, especially when you love cheese, and especially on nights where I just wanted to do something easy. There were times that I just couldn't. So it was definitely a learning process for me, and it gave me a whole new appreciation for vegans, for those who do not eat cheese. I'm telling you, I could not wait until my 30 days was up. I wanted that cheese back. I even had a list of food that I was gonna make. As soon as that cheese came back into my life, I was gonna eat that cheese. But until then, I had to be really good, and I had to be open and open-minded, and I had to adapt, and I had to plan, and I posted on social media almost every single day everything that I ate. So it was definitely a process. Some other positive things that happened from it was it really tested my level of creativity. There were a couple times where I decided I wanted cheese. So I made things that were cheese-like. So that was definitely something new for me as well. It also really showed me how disciplined I could be. There have been points in my journey where I wondered, how strong am I really being? And going cheese-free and going the distance really showed me that I was stronger than I thought that I was. I definitely had some experiments, and some foods went better than others. Some were surprises, some were disappointments, delicious, but not exactly what I wanted them to be, and that was part of the process, and I tried to embrace that process. There were a couple of times that I actually almost messed up. I was going to do a skillet dish one night with pesto and realized that the pesto that I purchased had cheese in it. You don't think about it, but it had cheese in it. I'm going cheese-free, so I knew I couldn't do it. One night I wanted to do breaded cod, and usually I put grated Parmesan in with almond flour or pork rinds, ground pork rinds. I couldn't use the Parmesan, so I couldn't make it that night. So I had to really rearrange what I had. There were definitely times throughout the process that I wanted to throw in the towel, but I knew that I had already invested so much time and I wanted to go the distance, so I just definitely kept forging forward. And if you are interested, I'm going to go ahead and put below in the description everything that I ate for 30 days. There were a couple times where I had leftovers from the night before, so I just focused on my lunch or my breakfast, but I made sure that every meal that I ate that day had no cheese. So I'm going to put that below. And if you have any thoughts about it, comments about it, definitely comment below because I love reading those. So for your viewing entertainment, I went ahead and I'm going to include a few clips of some things that I made. I hope that you enjoy them, and I'm back. I am back in the kitchen. I am back at it, and I'm getting ready to make something that I have never made before. So I have given up cheese, and I believe today is day 19. It's been a while, and it has gotten challenging. But I'm going to make something tonight that I have not made before. I cannot believe that I'm over 40 years old and I have never made, nor have I ever ate, a cabbage roll. Now, it is not something I would have normally have eaten. However, because I am exploring my palate and eating new things, I decided, why not? So I did not give up sour cream or heavy whipping cream. I just gave up cheese for 30 days. So I am going to be using sour cream for this recipe. And because I've never done cabbage rolls, I decided to just go easy path and pick up a recipe that was just online. So this particular recipe, I'm going to be using ground turkey instead of ground beef because my husband can't have red meat. I've got my cabbage ready to go. I've got some fresh parsley from the store from another recipe. I'm going to be using frozen cauliflower rice because I work today. That's why I'm dressed like this, and I did not have time to do my own cauliflower rice. So easy path again. I did have my husband pick me up some tomato sauce from the store, and the great thing about this is that it does not have any sugar added to it. So this is doable for us as well. I'm going to be using Swerve granular for the sauce. And I'm going to be using garlic, an egg, oregano, salt, and pepper. And I'm going to put it in the casserole dish. And we're going to see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll see how it goes. So that is the goal. Cabbage rolls for tonight. Wish me luck. Well, I've got everything assembled. I did things a little different than I would probably normally do because it's ground turkey and my husband gets a little about having raw meat and things like that, especially when it's turkey. I just made them very different. That's all I'm going to say. And my cabbage was really small. So just like with anything, I had to figure out workarounds. But no matter what, I have it in the dish. So I'm going to get it in the oven. I'm going to put some aluminum foil on top. I'm going to cook it for a little while, and hopefully when I come back, I'm going to have something that's edible. We're going to see what happens. The videos that I put out for you before were things that I had already made. But tonight, I made something that I have never made. So I made a couple of food pies, and I'm going to admit it, and it's fine. It's fine. My goal is to eat something I've never had, to eat cabbage because I don't like cabbage, and I want to try it now that I'm older and see if I still don't like cabbage. And I want to just have something different. I like to challenge myself. So we're going to see how it goes, but I'm going to show you how it came out. And, you know, I think it looks pretty good for my first time. So I did actually wind up adding some onions to this as well because I felt like it was just so plain. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put some on a plate, dive in, and see what I think. And because I do portion out my food this way, I have it on a saucer. And if I decide I want more, then I can get more. But at least this way it's a controlled amount. So, moment of truth. Okay. I ain't mad at it. Okay. I ain't mad at it. It's different. I'm not appalled with the cabbage. So, even though I made a few mistakes, I'm gonna say it's pretty good. It turned out okay. So, we'll try another one soon. It's supper time again, and tonight I'm going easy path again because it was a busy day. So we are going to have pork chops, and I'm probably going to use some ginger with my pork chops, and I'm actually going to use cardamom tonight, which is a different spice. I like to put that in certain things. I've never had it with pork, and I'm just feeling it. And we're going to have mashed cauliflower, but I was kind of feeling something cheesy. I'm going to admit, I miss cheese. I think today is like day 20 of me being cheese-free, and I have decided that I love cheese, and I miss cheese. So I am going to have broccoli, and I'm going to utilize some of this nutritional yeast that I got. I actually do think it gives me kind of that cheesy flavor. So I'm going to try it tonight on just roasted broccoli. I'm not going to make a sauce out of it or anything because I have plans for later in the week. So tonight, just pork chops, some roasted broccoli with nutritional yeast, and some mashed cauli. We'll see how the pork chops are coming out pretty good. Back in the day, we used to have pork chops and applesauce. But these days, I'm a grown-up now, and I have to eat actual vegetables, which I didn't like before, but I have developed an appreciation. Y'all know because you've been watching my videos, but it's looking pretty good. I got my nutritional yeast all up on it. It smells good. I snagged one already, and it tastes good. I mean, it doesn't taste exactly like cheese, but it's tasting okay. And my pork chops are coming along. You know, I don't know what possessed me to use cardamom. I've used cardamom in other things, but I've never used them with pork. And I love citrusy things with pork. It always pairs so nicely. So as soon as they are done, I'm going to plate it all up and I'm going to get to eating. It looks delicious. Absolutely delicious. And the cardamom with the ginger, it's just really, I can just smell it on the pork. It's amazing. And I had this little glaze that I put over it. Wonderful. Absolutely. I'm just going to show you what my meal looks like. Looks beautiful. And, you know, meals don't have to be overly complicated. I know that a lot of times I show y'all things that are kind of complicated, but this didn't need to be complicated. So, another day, cheese-free. Lord willing, we're going to keep on going. It is a Monday night, and it is snowy and cold, and my schedule changed today, and I wound up not working after all, and I got some really crappy news today. It just was a day. It was definitely a Monday, and I wanted something that was comforting. So all weekend I kept thinking mac and cheese. And I don't even eat mac and cheese, not since I was a kid, because I really just had a lot of it. And I don't eat noodles, and I'm not eating cheese. So I thought, okay, nutritional yeast, we'll try that. And I will do sweet potatoes, turnips, carrots, onions, a little of the broth, nutritional yeast, and I also did cashews, and I soaked them for 2 nights just to make sure that they were really soft. And I tried that. And then I put it over cauliflower. And then, of course, I'm a carnivore, so I had to have some kind of meat. So I went ahead and added bacon. So I'll show you that. And it smells good. It looks like cheese sauce. It does. Does it taste like cheese sauce? It puts you in the mind of cheese sauce, but it doesn't taste exactly like cheese sauce. But I ain't mad at it. It's good. It's comforting. It's like mac and cheese. It's lower carb. It's nutrient dense, that's for sure. So, it's a win. Is it cheese sauce? No. But that's okay. Just a few more days left in my journey, and I can make it. I can do it. I know I can do it. Well, it's another day, cheese-free, and my day has changed a bit. But we are cooking again, cheese-free. It's still cold, so I decided to do chicken in the crock pot. And this is called Slow Cooker Country Captain Chicken. And of course, I have to modify because I didn't have any actual dark meat. It calls for dark meat chicken wings, and it calls for raisins. And of course, my husband can't have raisins, so I'm actually going to be putting dates and tomatoes in here. And of course, I had to core out all the seeds. So that's all ready to go on top in about an hour. Well, it's about time to see how my chicken is doing. Oh my. Well, that looks really good. I'm going to add in my tomatoes and just gonna sprinkle them kind of on top. Ooh, lovely. And then, because we're not doing raisins, we're gonna do dates. Going to just sprinkle them on top. Calls for about half a cup of raisins, so I have maybe, I don't know, you guys know I'm extra, so I have maybe just a little bit more than half a cup. But that is looking amazing. And I think that my husband is really gonna like this dish. So we're gonna get the lid and add it back on top. We're gonna let it sit for another couple hours, maybe about 4 hours, and I'm gonna go get the kids and I will be back. I've got it all dished up and it looks beautiful. It smells amazing. Wow. I'm telling you, the combination of the dates and the cinnamon and the ginger and the curry, it smells incredible. I just, wow. And the chicken is tender. It's just, look, I can't even wait. I can't even wait. Cheese free. Just another day to go. We can make it. It is about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have a really early day today. I have to go out of town to handle some business, and I have to have my second vaccine dose. So, and today is my last day of my cheese-free challenge. Oh! It has been a long time. 30 days was a long time, and I wanted to finish with a bang. So I'm going to be making white chicken chili. I've actually never made it before, so this is another first for me. And I already put my chicken in the crock pot. I've got my garlic in there, my onion, and I'll show y'all how we're doing. I'm going to add in my spices now, my beans, I'm going to be using bone broth, my chilies. I'm going to set it in the crock pot. I'm going to set it and I'm going to forget it because I'm going to be gone all day. So hopefully when I get home, we're going to have a chili. And I'll top it with some cilantro, avocado, sour cream, no cheese. I'm going to add in my beans, which I have already drained. What I thought was interesting about these beans is that I used the organic, and I actually took time to compare the carbs, and they were actually lower carb than regular beans. So I will definitely be doing organic going forward. I got my green chilies. My husband doesn't really like spice that much. It kind of irritates his stomach. So I'm just going to go with the regular recipe. I'm not going to be extra. Y'all know how I like to be extra. I've already got cumin, paprika, and chili powder and some salt. I've already got that, so I'm going to sprinkle that on top. And now that I've done that, I'm going to add in, I'm going to use bone broth because any opportunity I have to put in some extra protein, I'm gonna do it. So this calls for 4 cups, and I used this just a little bit the other day, so there probably is at least 3 cups in here, and I have another carton if I need to add it in as well. I actually like my soup a little thicker than runny, so I might be okay with that. I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to go and get my stuff done. I'll be back later. It's finally supper time. It's been a busy day, and I am so grateful that I had the crock pot, and I'm so grateful that it is the last day of this challenge. I know that I did it on purpose. I know that I'm the one that said I wanted to do the challenge, and it has been great. But I am very relieved that today is the last day. So I'm going to enjoy some white chicken chili. I've never made it before. Again, another first. So that was a benefit of doing this challenge. I have topped it with cilantro, some jalapenos sliced, and limes and avocado. And I don't know if you can see that, but it looks absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to try it. It smells so good. And the chicken just completely fell apart in the crock pot. Would it be better with cheese? Maybe. But we're not doing cheese. Not until tomorrow. Till next time. I hope you enjoyed some of the clips that you just saw. I definitely had a process with my going cheese-free. I will say that even though I'm back to eating cheese, I am definitely more mindful about my meal planning process. I started to make my first meal plan after I incorporated cheese back in, and I was determined not to have cheese more than twice a week. Sometimes it's 3, but it's not going to be every day. So doing this whole challenge has been very eye-opening to me. As far as physical, how I feel physically, I didn't actually notice a huge difference for me personally. I don't think that I have an issue with dairy, so I don't think that there's a reason for me to give up cheese. Maybe in the future I may have to, but at this point, we're going to keep enjoying the cheese. In the meantime, I'm going to be more aware of what I'm putting into my body, and I'm going to continue to explore my palate, and I encourage you to do the same. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I love the fact that you guys are tuning in and all the comments and the responses that I've got from it. I hope that there's things that you can take from these videos. That's what they're meant for. I am on a journey. I'm going to continue to be on my journey, and I invite you to continue to ride the waves with me. Again, I was blessed. Today was a beautiful sunny day. No more rain. All y'all who know me know that I am solar powered and I hate the rain. So today was beautiful. It was a gorgeous day, and I'm grateful for that. And as I always say, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you tuning in and watching my videos. Stay tuned for more videos. I do have some more content coming out, and I have hopefully an announcement that I will make possibly in a few weeks, few months, depends on how long it takes me to finish up some things, but I hope that it will be something that benefits more people in my community and in my circle. Until then, enjoy the sunshine, all the blessings that you have. Be blessed. Go out there, put joy into the world and to you.